Hello today. Hey, how are you today? This is Ed. This is another video about my Jiu Jitsu experience, MMA experience. Actually, technically, let's call it Jiu Jitsu because MMA is a link on. This is my Brazilian Jiu Jitsu experience, and it's been going on for like a month now, and I'm pretty excited. Like I said, the first school that I went to, you know. And again, all these schools are great that I went to. It just depends on your level and what you're looking for. That's basically, what's going to determine the experience that you're going to have at each school. Again, my first school I went to, it was a little eye-opening because it was mixed martial arts. We got into kickboxing. I had taken karate when I was a kid, but it's been like 30 years. So getting punched in the face was a little eye-opener, like I said in the last video. So so that I wasn't really interested in doing that because you haven't done anything physically in like over 10 years. So my thing was let me get back in shape, and then I could start going from there. So that was a little difficult going to that school. So I did the free trial. Then I went to another school, which was basically just Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, which I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna be okay here, but same thing. Turns out, in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu versus karate and Taekwondo, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, there's no kicking or punching, so you're more hands on, which is doing the moves, like the grappling and this and that. But some schools kind of have you grappling like immediately, which is good in the sense that you're getting like hands-on experience right away, but also bad because if you don't know what you're doing, and if you go up against another white belt who doesn't know what they're doing, one of you guys or both of you guys are going to get hurt, only because you have no idea, no real instruction, and you're just spinning around trying to not to tap out because of your ego, because you figured you're gonna look like a weakling if you let some other guy choke you out. But that's I don't, for me at least, I don't really feel that that's like the proper way to learn. And so my recommendation is see what kind of level you're at, or what do you want to be at, or what do you want to experience, because after watching a lot of videos one pretty cool video that I was watching some guys from the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy, and how they kind of explain, and it kind of made a lot of sense to me, that a lot of schools don't really have like kind of like a set curriculum, and they just kind of like go in there and you're learning, and I'm not saying you're not going to learn, because I in both schools I learned like a whole lot. Like, it got me really excited. Just in my particular situation, I wasn't ready to like boom grapple immediately, like full force, because I just felt like something happens to me, I'm going to get hurt, and then it's going to put me out of commission for work. So I definitely couldn't afford that. So I was looking for a school that really had like a like a strict curriculum, like, okay, this is what you're going to learn, and to have different levels. Like this one school actually that I had gone to, the second school, it was more like boom, like start grappling. I mean, they would teach you stuff, definitely learned a lot of things from them, but it was like immediately go, like don't tap out. It's like, okay, it's kind of getting bruised up a little bit, and I'm trying not to kind of be like, I'm trying to be a man, and this and that, but then I'm thinking, I gotta work, I can't really get hurt, I gotta literally take my ego and put it aside, because I was really getting kind of banged up and bruised up a little bit. And so I really had, I stuck it through. I did the full month. I definitely learned a whole bunch. But after, now knowing what to look for, I had found another school that basically, they don't let you do the grappling like, I had done at this school until after 3 months. So some people might be like, oh man, that's crazy. You're gonna wait for 3 months. But for me, that was ideal because, I hadn't physically done anything, like, yeah, a couple like P90X type stuff. And, that probably was not 7 years ago when I really did it. And, just some sit ups, some push ups here and there, but nothing real physical. I mean, I felt like the Tin Man, Wizard of Oz, all like, frozen. And so I really needed to stretch, started doing some push-ups, sit-ups, this kind of stuff. And I really felt like, this new school that I started, it's only been like a week and a half that I've been there. But they're really like, okay, we're into stretching, right from the beginning, do some cardio, and then we're gonna teach you, some movements, but like just literally technical. We weren't like freestyle grappling at that point, and they don't allow you to, because their philosophy is, you don't know what you're doing. And we're gonna put two white belts together that don't know what they're doing. Somebody's gonna get hurt, and it made a lot of sense to me. So I really like this school. It's a little further from my house and a little bit more money than some of the other schools. But to me, it's definitely worth it, because, especially if you're concerned, like, I'm not trying to be a professional grappler. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, I wish I would have discovered this 20 years ago, even 10 years ago. But, when you get into your 40s, and I'm not saying 40-year-old guys can't do this or aren't athletic, because there's plenty of guys in UFC that are in their 40s that are amazing. Like that guy Romero, he's man. I think he might be 39 or maybe 40. He is amazing, man. That's the ultimate, athlete to be at that age, and still competing professionally. So definitely not saying 40s. I'm just saying me, this 44-year-old. But I was an athlete when I was a kid. I did karate. Younger. I ran track in high school. I played varsity soccer. So, I wasn't like, a couch potato of any sorts, really until I hit my 30s is where I kind of like slowed down a lot. But that was just by choice, I didn't get hurt or nothing. But with that competitive mind and wanting to do sports, I definitely wanted to do this again. But again, it's not to like go into competition. I mean, hey, if I see 6, 7, 8 months, a year from now or whatever, I feel like I've lost weight, I feel more athletic, I feel more limber, maybe I'll do a competition, just for fun, just to see how my jiu-jitsu is going. But again, I have no intention of like, competing or going to UFC. So my whole thing is I want to go somewhere to, get in shape, and instead of just going to a gym and lifting weights, learn something, because I've always wanted to get my black belt, like even if it was in karate or taekwondo, I always wanted to do that. But now, after looking at many different options, I see that, for me, that jiu-jitsu is probably the best time spent in practice, only because it's practical. I just feel like, karate, and for self-defense, that's really what this is about too. It's about self-defense, getting in shape. But at the bottom line, I think people who do this martial arts stuff is really about self-defense. So, as you get older, I still have, I've got a wife and a young child. I don't want to be 50 years old and like, somebody like attacks me and I can't do anything. So, definitely by keeping in shape and then knowing what to do to disable somebody if they do attack me, that's definitely time and money spent well. Not saying that a taekwondo guy can roundhouse kick you in the face, but sometimes, as you get older, you might not be able to kick that high. And I've realized that when I was in karate, 15, 16 years old, man, I can throw flying roundhouse kicks way over my head, and I was pretty fast. But now my roundhouse kicks are probably going to knee level. So, but with jiu-jitsu, you don't have to throw a flying roundhouse kick to like, disable somebody. It's just a matter of, getting your arms around their neck and just, like putting a like a tight squeeze and you've disabled the guy, and you could probably be 65 years old to do this to somebody, maybe even 70. But anyways, that's my point, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe, give me a like, any comments, or what you guys think about jiu-jitsu practice. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye-bye.